Here's an idea. These invaders that are coming to our shores now on a daily basis, I mean, if it carries on like it's going, I don't know whether these boats are robust enough to survive a savage storm in the English Channel. Well, maybe we'll find out in the next few weeks and months. But these young fighting age men that are storming our beaches in the south of England, how can we deal with it? How can we stop the flow of undocumented, unknown fighting age men coming into our country, predominantly from the Middle East and from countries that have disintegrated because of civil war and civil disturbance? Not all of them. Some of the countries are quite stable and they're just coming because they want to get our benefits, our free healthcare, and anything else they can lay their hands on when they come to this country, which I'm sure they're going to be. I'm sure they're going to all become upstanding citizens. They're all going to become millionaire business people, doctors, lawyers, and are really going to contribute to British society. How do we stop them coming? As individual people, as citizens of this great United Kingdom? Well, of course, like Nigel Farage said, I think it was Nigel Farage said yesterday, write to your MPs, bombard your MPs, whether Labour, Conservative, Liberal, Democrat, if you're in Northern Ireland, whether they're Alliance, DUP, UUP, whatever they are, write to your MPs and demand that the government act on this absolute compromise of British security. Because remember, the vast majority of people carrying out terrorist attacks in the UK recently have been migrants. Sorry, illegal immigrants. Or failed asylum seekers, as the media likes to call them. People that came here illegally. They broke into our country and then decided to destroy our country and kill our people. Simple as that, really, isn't it? So what else can we do apart from writing to our MPs, maybe going on marches, getting involved in political parties like For Britain and any of the other parties that are actually going to take a stand on this? Not the ones that pretend to be populist parties, but the genuine populist parties or the genuine people's parties that will stand and speak out on these issues. You can do that, you can join those parties. But what can we do on a practical level? Well, here's a suggestion, here's an idea, and you may like it or you may hate it. I don't really care, it's just an idea that I want to put out there. In the south of England, those areas where vast numbers of undocumented illegals are coming into our country, there's a large number of ex-servicemen, ex-Navy men, ex-Royal Marine Commandos, ex-soldiers. Now, many of those men have skills that the normal population don't have. They have skills in surveillance. Even the most basic infantry trained soldier will have a certain awareness of fieldcraft, how to move tactically, how to use the ground tactically. And what I suggest is that the veterans in the south of England, and I live in, as you all know, I live in Northern Ireland, so it's not easy for me to just jump on a plane and do this or get involved in this. But if I lived in the south of England, I think I could quite happily spend a night or 2 nights a week in these areas of these beaches where these migrants are coming in, gathering intelligence, taking photographs. And then, if there are enough numbers of soldiers, ex-soldiers, ex-Royal Navy sailors, ex-Royal Marine Commandos, ex-policemen, if there are enough of these patriots who join the British Army, join the Marines, join the Navy, join the police to protect the country, if there are enough of these patriots in those areas, they could start making citizens' arrests. They could start detaining these people who are illegally coming to our country because these people have committed a crime. They've broken into our house. That's what's happening here. They're breaking into our house. England is your house. It's your country. Northern Ireland is my house. It's my country. And these illegals are breaking into our houses. And it's got to be stopped. So what I suggest is that soldiers, sailors, ex-policemen, ex-airmen get together, form small groups, do it all obviously within the law, make sure that we do everything legally, carry out surveillance on where these beach landings are happening, and then detain these people until the police get there. And make sure that the police do their jobs properly. Make sure that Border Force do their jobs properly. Now, we all know that the people that you detain, if you do this, if you take this course of action, if you make citizens arrests, and again, check the law. I'm not telling you, I don't want anyone to do anything illegal, as long as this is all done within the law. But we know that those people will be spirited off to some hotel somewhere. But at least, the good, patriotic people of this country will have made a stand. And you've made a stand for doing what is right. And we've all been in these sort of situations where you wish you'd acted, you wish you'd done something. Well, if you live in the south of England and you're an ex-serviceman, you have a chance to do something. You have a chance to prevent these people from invading your country, to prevent these people from breaking into your house, metaphorically and literally. Because when somebody comes to a country and they've no money, they've no way of getting income, they've no way of supporting themselves, one or two things can happen. Either the state supports them, which obviously happens, or they go into the black economy. The black economy is largely a criminal economy. We know there's a mafia, and of course it's something that we've been looking at very, very closely. We know there's a mafia that runs along the spine of England that's involved in raping underage girls, trafficking those underage girls. Trafficking is even too good a word. They're kidnapping them. They're raping them. They're holding them captive. They're coercing them, threatening them, sometimes murdering them. And these girls are getting trafficked, kidnapped, and taken from city to city, town to town, to be the playthings of savages who have no place in this country. And these savages will be exposed. But that's part of the black economy, the dark economy, the economy that is illegal. Nobody pays tax. Not only do they deal in little girls, they also deal in trafficking of migrants. Use them as slave labour as well. And not only do they deal in that, they deal in drugs, cocaine, heroin. Afghanistan, the biggest producer of heroin, is right next to Pakistan. I wonder who's involved in the heroin trade in the United Kingdom. I wonder who's involved in getting our children and our young people hooked on heroin. I wonder who they are. I wonder what background they come from, what geographical part of the world they come from, the people who are getting our kids hooked on heroin. So they need watched as well. So with the skills and the patriotic enthusiasm that ex-British soldiers have who've maybe served in these countries, it would be a good idea to start watching this mafia, this racist, vile, disgusting mafia that is trafficking children, using children as drug runners, using children as sex slaves, dealing in heroin, selling heroin to vulnerable families and vulnerable children, and then taking the children from those families and raping them and sometimes murdering them. Wouldn't it be worthwhile for ex-British soldiers to get involved in watching those individuals and logging what they're doing and reporting that information to the authorities? Then if the authorities don't do anything, they can be held to account. And I think of the 70,000 people that gathered after the terrorist attacks in 2017. Many of those people would be very concerned about these issues as well. So it doesn't just have to be ex-soldiers. Football lads, people that are involved in the football scene. certainly get involved in these activities as well. It'd be a great thing to help the authorities, because obviously the authorities are struggling to get a handle on this. They're struggling to find out who exactly these people are that are carrying out these crimes. Well, I think we can help them. I think the ex-soldiers, the football lads, patriotic men and women up and down the country can shine a light into these dark places. They can shine a light along the south coast of England. They can shine a light in the ghettos of Birmingham, Bradford, Glasgow, Luton, Lewisham. They can shine a light on the criminality. Because friends, if you don't do something, the authorities aren't doing it. They are absolutely not doing it. Especially when it comes to drugs and trafficking of girls. The drug problem in the United Kingdom is massive. The rape and abuse of underage girls by savages is a massive, massive crime. Probably the biggest crime that's been perpetrated on women in the history of this country. There could be 1 million women who have been raped and abused by these savages up and down this country. So is it not about time that we did something about it? That we help the authorities? That we watch these people? Follow these people? Make note of who they are and what they're doing? And pass all the information to the police. The police don't know anything. Pass all the information to the local media. If the local media don't do anything, publish the information yourselves. And I must say, it's been great to see many of these people on Facebook who have been pursuing these child rapists and cornering them and again, detaining them until the police get there. Without any violence, without breaking any laws. It's been great to see that. But it'll be a lot better to see ex-soldiers, ex-policemen, football lads getting involved in this and doing the hard yards and doing the hard work. Anyway, that is my 2 penneth for today. Something's got to be done because our country is being handed over to savages. It's as simple as that. It's as plain and simple as that. And I, for one, am not happy about it. And I know there are millions of good, decent people in this country who aren't happy, but they're terrified to talk about it. Because there are consequences to talking about this sort of stuff, you see. You get called all sorts of things. Because you don't like children getting raped and because you don't like terrorism, all of a sudden you become a racist and a xenophobe. What a bizarre dystopian world we live in. And the left, the insidious, vile, disgusting, censorious, self-righteous, evil, hard left in this country, who are incidentally the most anti-Semitic and bigoted people that you could come across. They do their best to shut down this sort of debate, colluding with big tech, colluding with government. Vile, disgusting groups like the so-called Stand Up to Racism. What a ridiculous name that is for a group that is populated by hard left activists and Islamists. Well, anyway, I'm not going to say any more. See you soon.